Hi, this is a bit strange, isn't it? Back for a new video. It's been a long time since I've done one, since before the GCSEs, the night before the last GCSE paper. So it's great to be back. As you can see today, I'm trying something a bit different to open the videos with, to change the scene a little bit. So today's topic I'm looking at is highest common factor, lowest common multiple. It's something that was requested by a student in my class. And I'm always happy to get, suggestions, recommendations, things that people want to see, because ultimately I want to do things that are going to be useful to you. And even if it's only useful to one person, that's still worth my time. And I want to say as well at the start of this video, just a thank you to the people that commented on the channel afterwards, after they got their grades, after they got the results, to say, thank you. They got this grade or they got that grade. It's really great to hear, and it makes it more worthwhile. I mean, it's always worthwhile because I know, even though some people don't tell me, that this will be helping because people are watching. But to hear it really brings it home. So it's really nice to hear that. So yeah, thank you for those people that did reach out, and if anybody else wants to, feel free to, because it's great to hear. So yeah, thank you for that. I'm going to be trying to upload a new video every week on a different topic, and I'm going to be trying to do some A-level videos as well, and maybe some calculator videos, because the graphical calculator I really like, and there's some great features on it that I know some people aren't aware of. And yeah, and I want to go over some topics as well, maybe on the A-level, which are going to be kind of fundamental to the A-level course. So I'll go through those in more detail at another point. I'll make videos about them. But yeah, just know that I'm going to be making videos. I'll try my best to make videos on a weekly basis. So yeah, if you are interested in that, then like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss a video. Okay, right, without further ado, let's get started on some highest common factor and lowest common multiple by listing. So, it's working a bit differently today. I have got this basically pad where I can draw, which is a lot nicer than doing it on paper, and it also means there's a lot more space. It might also mean that my writing isn't as good, although I have been using this in class with my students as well. A slightly smaller one. I've got a brand new wireless one today, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, list all the factors of 48. Now, we need to know what factors are. So try and underline that. It's not going well already in terms of the drawing, but we'll get there. Factors of 48. So the way that I do this, I write the number down, i.e. 48, and underline it, just so I'm separating that off from the working out underneath. Now I want to basically do this in a systematic way. And the reason I want to do that is so that any number I get, I will always be able to use this method to make sure that I've got all of the factors. So you always start off with the same first number, and that's 1 times by, and then the original number. So 1 times by 48 in this case. And I always write them down in factor pairs as well, because a factor has to be multiplied by something to get the number that you want. So it makes sense to write them down in factor pairs. Again, it's another tactic, if you like, to make sure you don't forget any. Now, what you then want to do is basically just go through the numbers one by one. So next I'm going to think of 2. Well, can I divide 48 by 2? Yes, I can, because it ends in 8. So that is 2 times by 24. Okay, and then I want to think about 3. Does 3 go into 48? Okay, and I could do my 3 times table, and I could get as close as I want. Well, I can get all the way to 48 if I know my 3 times table that far enough, or can work it out. Otherwise, bus stop method. Do not be scared of doing the bus stop method. So 3 into 4 goes once, remainder 1. 3 into 18 goes 6. So 3 times 16. Don't be afraid of doing that. You don't lose any marks for doing it. I would still do it, so I would, expect anybody else that wasn't sure or just wanted to double check to do that as well. Okay, next 4. I know 4 goes into this because it's 4 times 12. I'm running out of space a little bit here. I've deliberately chosen one which has got a lot of factors so that this systematic approach, you can really see it. So 4 times 12. Next, I'm going to try 5. Now, would 5 go into 48? Well, no, because it doesn't end in a 5 or a 0. So then I try 6. The 6 go into 48. Okay, and I can run through my 6 times table. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. And I'll just run through that so quickly that I've kind of forgotten what number that was. I know 36 is 6 times 6. 42 is 7. So 48 must be 8. 6 times by 8. Which if you do the 8 times table, it's probably an easier way, at least in my head, of getting to it, because 5 times 8 is 40. And then you just add another 8 on. Okay, now at this point, I would think of 7s. Does 7 go into 48? Well, it wouldn't, because in our 7 times table, there's 42, 49. So it doesn't go into 48. And then we think of 8. Well, we've got 8 on the other side, so we must have already got the multiple of 8 that gives us 48. So we've already done that one, and then with the same token, we've already done all the ones above 8 as well. So once you've got a number that's on the other side, then you know you've got them all and you can stop. Okay, so these are all my factors of 48. And you might want to write them out as a list, but you don't have to. It's almost certainly fine to leave it like this. Okay, so they're all my factors. Now, the next question asks me about the highest common factor. So, common factor. Common means it's in both lists. It's a factor of both numbers. Now, we've got the factors of 48. So what I want to do is I want to work out the factors of 36. So, 36. We're going to do this in the same way. I'll do it a little bit quicker this time, but same process. So, 1 times 36, and then 2 times by 18. We've then got 3 times by 12, and then we've got 4 times by 9, so 36 got quite a lot of factors. 5 again won't go into it because 36 doesn't end in a 5 or a 0, and then we've got 6 times by 6. Okay, now as I've already got this 6 on the other side, and I've just done 6, we know we've got them all, so we can stop. Okay, now what I now need to do is look in both of these lists, my 48 and my 36, and I want to find the number that is common, i.e. in both of them, and the biggest one, because I want the highest common factor. So, what I'm going to do, just to make this a little bit easier visually, is I'm going to circle the common ones. So I've got 1, which is a common factor. Okay. I've got 2, which is in both. I've got 3, which is in both. 4, which is in both. 6, which is in both. Could circle both 6s there, but there's not much point. 6 isn't in, well, sorry, 6 is in this one. 9 isn't in this one. 12 is in both, so 12 is a common one. 18 isn't a factor of 48, neither is 16 a factor of 36. So, and 36 isn't a factor of 48, 48 isn't a factor of 36. So our highest common factor, and this is quite often abbreviated to HCF, of both numbers, and 36 and 48 is 12. It's the largest number that we can divide 48 and we can divide 36 by. Okay, next question then is about multiples. Okay, and to get a multiple you need to multiply the number by something. So I've chosen, again, a number which you wouldn't know the times tables for, so you're going to have to do a little bit of working out for this. Or a little bit of thinking at least, maybe not working out. So 15, okay, right, we're doing the first 10 multiples, so I need to do basically 1 times 15, 2 times 15, 3 times 15, and so on. Okay, so it goes 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, and the process I'm doing in my head when I'm doing this is add 10 and then add 5. So add 10, 85, add 5, 90, add 10, 100, add 5, 105. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Add 10, 115, add 5 is 120. Add 10, add 5, 135. And then add 10 and add 5, I get 150. Now I know I have to finish at 150 because 10 times 15 is 150. So there, my first 10 multiples are 150, and you can obviously keep going, but we don't need to do that for this question. Okay, next question, what is the lowest common multiple of 12 and 15? Now we've just done the first 10 multiples of 15, and hopefully that's enough, but if it's not, we'll have to keep going and doing more multiples of 15. What we definitely need to do to start off with now is our multiples of 12, and hopefully one of those multiples of 12 is also a multiple of 15 that we've already done, and then once we get that, it's kind of like a game of Snap. Once we get that, then we can start. Okay, so 12 times table, 12, 24. While you're doing this, you're looking at the other list, so neither of those are in that list. 36, okay, still not there. 48, not there yet. And then 60, oh, we have got 60. So, when you get one that's in both lists, that's when you stop. So, and that is the lowest common multiple, again, abbreviated quite often to LCM. Okay, it's the smallest number that, if you want to think about it this way, is in both times tables. Okay, there are lots of other great things that you can do, and, well, there's a method for working out multiples and factors and highest common factor, lowest common multiple in a different way, okay? It's with something called prime factor decomposition, and that method is brilliant for lots of other things in maths, but also lots of other different types of questions. So you can answer a question, and I'm not going to do this today, but in another video, you can answer a question like, what is the smallest number I would need to multiply 152 by to make a square number? Which seems really kind of weird, and you can choose any number. You can choose any number you want to do that problem with, and it seems almost impossible to think about. How would you do that without trying to find a square number and things like this? But yes, prime factor decomposition is something which I will go through, look at in the future, quite possibly the next video, because it links quite nicely with this one. Okay, I hope that helped. If you were unsure with highest common factor or lowest common multiple, if you weren't, either way, it's nice to have you watching, and it's nice to be back making videos again. Like I said earlier, if this was useful, or if you just enjoyed watching it and seeing me make a video, like and subscribe. And yeah, if you want to make sure you don't miss any, turn on the bell notification so that you don't miss any, you get a notification. Okay, right, it's been brilliant. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.